reading. Also, if you're going to put a chunk of text before a Star Wars project, you need to do it with the right color and angle. That color is mustard yellow, and that angle is toward the stars that are apparently at war. Also, former Jedi Knight. I'm no Star Wars encyclopedia, but even I can hear the frustrated cries from outraged forums saying that Ahsoka left the Jedi Order before officially becoming a Jedi Knight. Contradicting your own canon before a word of dialogue is spoken is quite impressive, even for Star Wars. Also, Episode 3, Revenge of the Also. A secret map, you say? A secret map to find a powerful figure who hasn't been seen in years, you say? I don't know, everyone. Sure is awakening something familiar in me. These Republic uniforms tell me that the in-universe team that designs them is either hugely underpaid or hugely doesn't give a shit.
I'm calling their bluff. Signal them to come aboard.
If you don't think they're Jedi, why would you allow them on your ship? You have projector communication systems that let you see them. Use one of those. Letting them on your ship just opens you up to attack, or dare I say, a trap. Looks like we finally have an answer to why these helmets look so ridiculous. It appears to be the result of a budget-cutting one-size-fits-all situation. The Republic can't afford to make a helmet for every species, so they just picked the widest head and went with that. The bad guys have already been found out, but even if they hadn't, their arrival method really didn't do them any favors. Not only do they arrive in what looks like an Imperial shuttle in a bad disguise, but they also disembark accompanied by a dramatic smoke machine to properly accentuate their evilness.
You're no Jedi. Just some overconfident Imperial trash who just pushed their luck too far.
He's got some stiff competition, but this might be the worst captain in the Republic. He knew these two weren't who they said they were and still managed to get completely caught off guard. Did the Republic defeat the Empire and then immediately set all systems to complacent? The Vader hallway scene is legendary because it's dark and he suddenly appears, destroying all in his path, but this scene works for the exact opposite reason. It's well lit, you can see Baylan coming, and there's still nothing you can do to stop him. We see you, Rey. Rest in peace.
Baylan, you are true to your word.
And well paid for it, Lady Morgan.
Wait, she seems familiar. Okay, back to the internet. Looks like she popped up in Mando Season 2? Wait, Season 2? How do you expect me to remember a character I last saw 3 whole years ago?
Who is this Jedi?
Ahsoka?
Roll title card. Okay, admittedly that was forcing badass, but I hope you didn't just land on the thing you came here to find. We all love a good archaeological puzzle, but I'm pretty sure Ahsoka Jones here is using the Force to figure this out. And forgive me if listening to vague voices in someone else's head isn't quite as exciting as an invisible bridge. Stealthy assassin droids with loud flappy capes. There sure are a lot of weapons out there that negate the advantages of lightsabers, aren't there? But why do we only ever see the bad guys using them? Why doesn't anyone in the Rebellion or New Republic use stuff like this? Especially when all you need to make your weapon lightsaber proof is some kind of crackling laser.
Hu Yang, where are you?
I am above your position. Now.
And she didn't hear him getting close? What good is the Force if you can't use it to sense or even hear a giant-ass spaceship arriving? Alright, who set the self-destruct on these droids to Oppenheimer? I know there are 3 of them, but by Qui-Gon's beard, this is a huge-ass explosion.
Watch my back.
That is the job of a Jedi Padawan learner, which I am not.
Padawan literally means learner, so sticking that word on the end is redundant. It's the chai tea thing all over again. Also, anyone can watch Ahsoka's back. It doesn't have to be a Padawan, but we're clearly more invested in trying to parent trap Ahsoka and Sabine.
How did you get her to tell the truth?
Let's just say I didn't follow standard Jedi protocol.
Torture euphemisms in Disney products.
The location of the last missing Imperial Grand Admiral.
That's not possible. Thrawn died at the Battle of Lothal.
Believing this in a universe that brought back a bifurcated Darth Maul by giving him robo-legs.
If Thrawn survived, does that mean Ezra?
I hope so.
So Elsbeth was buddies with Thrawn and somehow found out this map in a tomb would guide her to his location despite the rest of the galaxy believing he's dead? Okay, fine, maybe she knows something we don't, but what does this have to do with their buddy Ezra still being alive? Also, who the f is Ezra? Stop leaving me out. I already feel guilty for not watching all of Clone Wars and Rebels. You don't need to keep wailing on me with references I don't get.
Nothing is certain, except our enemies believe that they know where to look.
That's a very reassuring way of saying it doesn't matter that this nonsense is nonsense because the fact that our enemies believe it isn't nonsense means that it isn't nonsense.
The device is locked, and the key to activating it has eluded me.
You know who could help you with this.
Ahsoka's mission has hit a dead end, and of course the one person who can help her is an estranged figure from her past. Hooray for ready-baked drama-laced reluctant team-ups, I guess.
I'm not sure she'll want to help.
Believing that someone wouldn't want to save an old friend and prevent the return of an evil galactic superpower because of that one time you wouldn't let them play Jedi anymore.
This monument we dedicate here today stands in recognition of Commander Bridger and the rebel leaders.
Monuments to war heroes that are more worried about being a self-referential nod to a cartoon than actually war hero monumenting.
Sabine Wren. Find her, now.
Hero is too cool for your hero worship and would rather be off racing something at dangerous speeds instead of being celebrated as a hero. Cliché. Also, this is a long-ass, completely trafficless highway. Did the whole world know she needed some free road to be mopey on her moped?
She's crazy.
This stunt is apparently enough to justify this officer going from...
All right, look, Commander, I have my orders. I'm gonna need you to pull over.
...to... I guess because he respects her right to recklessly endanger herself and one of his colleagues, showing us the entirety of this giraffe-spotted, flamingo-legged cat thing's dinner routine.
We've been through a lot.
Hollow skip.
We're not really family, but you're like a sister to me.
Dave Filoni trying, in futility, to put an end to all the Sabine Ezra shippers out there.
Either the Jedi has the map, or it was vaporized.
Great point, which makes me even more curious as to why you set your droids to nuclear holocaust if keeping the map intact was the ultimate goal.
Luck has nothing to do with it. Fate has decided our next move.
Sith Mantics.
You were missed, Sabine. Everyone was there.
Not everyone.
Expecting President Clancy to be able to summon the dead and make them attend their own memorials.
I think I know how to find Ezra. ...
If he's alive, right? You see, that part is really important, unless you enjoy being in the building false hope game.
Where did you find this?
In a world named Arcana. It was a stronghold for the witches of Dathomir.
Arcana? Witches? This is where Star Wars confuses the canon out of me. Okay, maybe they're just reaching for the closest English translation, but it's so distracting when concepts that are embedded in Earth mythology somehow end up being used a long time ago in a galaxy supposedly far, far away.
I take it these patterns have meanings.
You have the artist's eye. Tell me what you see.
I feel like there's a big leap between being artistic and being able to translate a squiggly ball created by witches thousands of years ago.
Well, no one would design a map you couldn't read.
Apple.
So, where do you call home these days?
Trying to open a star map with small talk.
The map stays here.
Sabine ignores this request, but to be fair, Ahsoka didn't give her much reason not to. She could have said that a powerful ex-Jedi, his Padawan, and several assassin droids are chasing that map. Better yet, offer to go with her to wherever she needs to think more clearly so you can protect her. There are a million ways to solve this bullshit drama tension.
Patience. This is where it gets interesting.
Over-promising. I've been burned exactly one season of the Book of Boba Fett too many times to fall for that one.
In the last 500 years, I've only known one student who built a saber such as this.
Isn't every lightsaber unique? I know the colors aren't, but the hilts are personal to the Jedi that construct them. So couldn't you say the same thing about every single lightsaber constructed ever?
A master and an apprentice.
Okay, now roll commercials. This highway is still empty. Was it exclusively built to facilitate Sabine's urge to recklessly flip off the nearest authority figure? Snitches.
She took the map off the ship when I explicitly told her not to.
Anakin's Force Ghost isn't in this scene telling Ahsoka that Sabine is payback for all the time she was a little as a Padawan.
I don't understand why things have to be so difficult.
Because TV and Hollywood execs think audiences will implode unless there's an inherent conflict to overcome between our heroes. All I'm saying is just try it once. If we do implode, then you can go right back to the formula. Promise.
But you and I both know Sabine gives you the best chance of reading that map.
That sure is a damning indictment of the Republic's scientists and cryptographers, isn't it?
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training.
Ooh, pick me. I actually know who Anakin is. Yes, and I didn't even have to rely on the loaded pause or the suddenly apparent dramatic shift in tone. Also, her master found it difficult to avoid slaughtering women and children, so maybe Anakin's restraint doesn't make for the best example here.
Sometimes even the right reasons have the wrong consequences.
No, consequences aren't wrong or right. Consequences are consequences. Now, your actions may have unintended consequences, but that's just called owning your shit, Ahsoka. I'd give all the sins back if this thing suddenly stabbed her and summoned a slurry of demons from hell. And don't act like sudden Hellraiser would make any less sense than a cult of witches, okay?
This is it.
Let's talk about this map. An order of witches from thousands of years ago made a map of the galaxy, hid it in a ball, turned that ball into a Rubik's sphere, buried that ball in a hole, put the answer to the puzzle on the floor above that hole, and then built a temple around that, all for why? I mean, clearly they want to hide it from certain people, but the fact that they went to all this effort and Ahsoka and Sabine managed to figure it all out in a day or two shows the witches managed to try far too hard and not nearly hard enough. Also, if this thing was buried thousands of years ago, how can it know who Thrawn is? Look, that's such a glaring error that I'm sure we'll get answers as the series progresses, but I have a funny feeling it basically comes down to the Force did it. And if I'm wrong, I'll write and perform an apology song to the tune of the Star Wars theme while juggling lightsabers. What is the point of being a droid if you can get your ass kicked like this? You're a robot. Why are you acting like that bonk on the noggin stunned you?
We have a problem.
A problem that Ahsoka predicted would happen and yet decided to stay parked out in the boonies instead of immediately finding out where Sabine lives and making sure she's safe. If only you had some kind of 500-year-old armor made of a metal that lightsabers can't cut and weapons you were infinitely more familiar with than lightsabers. Man, if only. Oh, wow, killing off a main character in the first episode. Gutsy, or at least that's what I'd be thinking if I hadn't already seen both Kylo and the third sister get run through with a lightsaber and survive. Qui-Gon's Force Ghost is gonna be pissed if yet another person survives a lightsaber stabbing.
I'm calling their bluff.
That last hand nearly killed me. There are three things I love in this world. Kylie Minogue, small dimples just above a woman's buttocks.
Beautiful features.
And the fear in a man's eye who knows I'm about to hurt him.
Well, you just pick it up already!
What was this place?
An ancient temple built by my ancestors, the Night Sisters of Dathomir.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Hello, Hu Yang? Still in one piece?
Same man, new face. Well, new everything.
So, where do you call home these days? This ship serves me fine.
That's your home! Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
You know, if Joey and Chandler walked in right now, we could make a fortune.